Hello and welcome back for the final game of the day, which is TSM Academy versus Team Liquid Academy. We'll take a quick look at the starting rosters, as selecting the blue side was TSM's Academy squad, with Dokla up in the top lane, Speaker in the jungle, Evolved in mid, Lost in bot lane alongside support Treats, and their coach Mabry.
Facing them on the red side today is going to be Team Liquid Academy. In the top lane will be Jenkins, in the jungle is Surenfire, mid laner Yasui, bot and support going to be Tactical alongside Cow, with Coach Yelps.
So this is the second time today we are seeing Tactical on stage. He played LCS in Game 3, of course. He's started every LCS game and both of this week's Academy games.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they did pick up Rikara as an option for Academy, but it will be Tactical still playing here, and TLA has been absolutely on a tear recently. They have won 7 of their last 8 games, and here is Steve giving the update on what the situation was, both with Rikara as well as Double Lift and Tactical kind of going back and forth. But yeah, TLA had a really rough start to the split. They were 0-5 and then have won 7 of their last 8. So despite the fact that they're not at the very top of the standing, over that period, they have done better than anyone else in the Academy scene. Yeah,
Broxy coming in for the LCS squad was actually a great thing for the Academy squad. They wanted to play with Shurden from the beginning. They are 6 of them with Surenfire in that list. Now, of course, TSM themselves are inconsistent. They have went 1-1 every single week in Academy. They lost yesterday, so guess what? They're guaranteed to win today.
So doesn't that mean they are consistent? 50/50?
Yes. You know what? But sometimes, they win the first game, they lose the second one. Who knows? Either way, in a lot of cases, maybe it was going to come down to who's going to play Zoe. It's both mid laners first played. Well, guess what? Zoe's first ban of the game, so it's not coming down to who plays Zoe.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is a very key pick for both of these guys. It has really been important, but more so, I would say, for Yasui. TLA has actually only won games with Zoe and Ornn, and most of them are on Zoe. It's like, four of their wins are with that pick, so really has been key for them, and Yasui was absolutely popping off last week with it. So we have to see, how much of TLA's success was reliant on that pick, as well as the couple Ornn wins, and how much of it is just their improvement of the team and the return of Surenfire, because, this is really a true test now.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting to watch out for how this game actually goes. We have almost a tighter grouping for playoffs here on Academy than we do over in the LCS. There's no, 12-1 scene at the top. Dignitas are only at 10-3 at number 1 right here.
Slackers.
And, I mean, it goes from 10 wins to 5 wins from 1st to 9th place. Like, these are fairly close together teams. TSM themselves with TL obviously at 6 and 7 wins apiece. You can see the draft on the bottom side right there. And honestly, it's going to be fun to watch these comps play out.
Yeah, it would be pretty interesting. Corki Azir, I think not the most exciting.
How dare you? It's been a while. It's back.
Yeah, it is back. I'm a little bit sad about it, but interested to track how this top lane does go. Dokla was always a strong GP player in the LCS, and this is a guy who I think can make a lot out of his lead. He always did kind of have an interesting playstyle. When he was playing with Optic, he was very split push focused, and that was always something that they were able to play around. So, given this matchup, if he can get ahead, this is an opportunity for TSM to play heavily through side lanes.
We'll see if they can do it, honestly. It'd be fun to see him back on a high-performing game. And TL right now forced to evacuate their own side of the jungle. A TSM late invade. Good luck ever fighting an Olaf in those situations. But TL are grouping back down. And by the way, this is 4 versus 3. They do not have, because the top lane is coming down as well. Jenkins is here, which, if he doesn't burn TP, means Jenkins will lose some XP.
That is crazy that Jenkins actually ran all the way down here. Now he has to run all the way back up. They might not even get the blue buff anyway. It's going to likely come down to a smite fight. Evolve now moving over.
Evolve showed in the first wave, so Corki has to sit there and take up the farm as they're pushing in. TSM might find the stuns. They're close to several. Cow is 1 auto away. Surenfire only 2. Blue is likely to reset here.
Oh my god.
There it is, back to full HP. We're trading blows back and forth. And I believe, again, there is an XP delta now on the top side, but otherwise, early invading. Looking okay for TSM.
Yeah, pretty spicy. You will have to say, though, just now, Spica is actually getting to his red buff. The wolves are pretty much already cleared here from Surenfire, so Surenfire will get a little bit of a head start there. Obviously, Olaf is a faster clear than Gragas, so may not really amount to much, but back and forth, it does cost a summoner off of both of the supports. Also worth noting, go ahead.
Oh, Olaf barely finished the first camp faster than Shurd.
Okay, well there you go. Worth noting, it is actually Comet Varus, which leads me to believe it's going to be the poke style. That it's going to be lethality. Generally speaking, if you're going on hit, you are going to see lethal tempo. So I am expecting that just longsword stacking, lethality rush, and kind of more dependence on Corki to be that consistent source of damage out of the mid lane. Obviously a marksman as well, but is going to be dealing magic damage.
You might not need to stack quite as much armor overall because you're just not going to take that much threat from it in a long-form team fight. Spica on to the next camp, and as you mentioned, yeah, Olaf a really fast clear, very auto-attack based, doesn't super need the mana, but obviously now with the blue buff's going to feel pretty safe. So off they go to the next pieces of everything else. Yusui just gets tagged, and they now see each other.
Yeah, so they know where Spica is, and it's going to make Surenfire feel pretty safe clearing that scuttle on the bottom side. They had bot lane prio, so probably Spica wouldn't have had any interest to go down there either way, but definitely don't want to run into Olaf in the jungle as Gragas. And with Surenfire actually resetting here after that bot side clear, Spica is going to be able to steal away some of these camps. He will get the Raptors and could potentially go for more because he has another charge of Smite available. So Surenfire could be in for a little bit of hurt here if he does run into him.
And leaves up the last check, which is smart, and does have the chance to this red
gone.
buff here. And you can see Dokla, though he's manaless, is coming down, and Smite is there. Shurn is going to be denied his own red buff, but will be safe to take Krugs. Good invade, 2-camp lead. 2 of them being steals. Yusui push low in the mid lane as well.
It's actually a pretty big deal because this means Surenfire, yes, he can eventually clear out these Krugs, but there's less total camps for him to clear. Speak of bases, he has a better buy. He's going to be able to get the Chilling Smite, and he comes out with 3 camps to clear, whereas now Surenfire will finish this up and really not have a lot to do. He's going to be able to try to look for ganks, but that's also kind of covered by what they got done with this invade, because ward here, guess what, you're spotted, ward here, scuttle, another ward. You know, all the angles that Surenfire could look towards to gank are covered. There's nothing for him to do.
Decent early poke down to the top side as the first TPs were used. Now Shurn chasing down Cat Evolved, who is running away, and he's going to be fine. Sees the ward, can't kill it. But Spica, this is a face check. That is the Q not landing, or maybe it did, but either way, he's still trying to run, burns the flash. Thankfully, the Surenfire bot lane is around. He'll be able to walk away, but that is a flashless jungle on both sides now.
Yeah, not the best play from Spica. I do believe he missed the axe, and then he tried to flash over the barrel, I think, to avoid the slow, but still got tagged by the barrel, so kind of failing on 2 accounts there, and does allow Surenfire to limp away in what could have been potentially the first blood.
Well, it's still going to be the farm lead. It's still those 2 camps taken away, and as we wait and the camps all respawn, Surenfire's back to his bottom side of the map. Does going to have the chance at extra move speed pretty soon. Of course, he did that early first recall for boots that he could start using Predator, and as Tactical's TP comes down, can they focus Cow with the extra slows? Here comes Braum in the front line. They're going to be able to land this Q and the exhaust. So Cow, when will he burn the flash? It's after, and he just barely get the stun, but the stun, he's so close to the turret that the thick-skinned pots, the Gangplank ult almost upsended. The kill will not come through. Retreats very, very low, but all the supports walk away.
Yeah, a lot of summoners spent there on both sides. It was the GP ulti, so that is going to mean Dokla has to be more careful in that 1v1 too. You don't have that to bail yourself out of. Could go in Jenkins' favor.
He really wants to trade heavily, but it's not working that well for him. He don't even burn his TP to get to lane. Every single time Evolved better on those trades.
Yeah, you know, fairly even overall, but perhaps Yusui thinking, hey, I'm going to have more sustain in the long run, you know, utilizing the fleet footwork, and, you know, maybe if we trade like this, I can kind of heal back up and then take control of the lane. We'll see if that does end up being the case.
It
he
may
does
well
have a
be.
push for now.
Yeah, and he's got Doran Shield, so I mean, there definitely is sort of definitively higher regen on the Corki, so I can see the aggressive trades.
Yeah.
If it's close at all, it does work out long-term, or at least mid-term for you. Nice pullback, good damage from Jenkins. Dokla just, as you know, landed on Grasp and is sustaining the lane with it.
Interesting to see both top laners going for that early call.
Yep.
So kind of just accepting, it seems like, on both sides as like, yeah, we're probably not going to kill each other, let's farm it out, whatever. But I do think that if you're going to take that sort of a play style, who would you rather have the free lane on, right? It's going to be GP. You want to have that scaling on GP, and the fact that he can go call, you know, and be able to scale happily towards his Triforce is going to be feeling really, really good. Of course, you can make big plays on the set. I mean, we saw earlier today, Broken Blade absolutely felt like he was taking over that TSM game on the pick. So Jenkins doesn't have to be super worried, but I think all things considered, TSM going to be pretty happy with what's happening in the top lane.
And Azale, you are right. We're seeing the earliest rate of Dirk in for Tactical off of recalling, and that is going to be Lethality Varus coming through. Of course, the about a year ago, a ton of great lethality items got added to the shop. So, we can see that build work out pretty nicely. And you've got a Corky, right? Like, you definitely have a poke team, and the Tom Kench can resuscitate someone if a good engage does come through. So I really am curious how this comp's going to line up and if TL's poke comp will work well.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool, right? You have Rocket Poke from Corky alongside the Varus. If someone gets low, you hard engage with the Gragas.
Oh. Speaking of hard engage, Cow is flashless in the middle of everyone. I'm just going to say, without looking, he's probably dead. I feel like it's very likely TSM finishes that kill up.
Yeah, he has no flash, so I'm going to be on your side with that one. But
thanks, bud.
We'll have to find out what is going on.
Yeah, unfortunately, have had some level of connectivity issues here today. You and I actually couldn't watch through Champion Select earlier on as we got kicked out during it, but we'll see what comes through. This happened in the LCS, and we reconnected, and the game continued on afterwards. And look at that! Who could have seen this coming? Cow has nowhere to go! He's gonna die, and it's first blood for Spica!
I was just waiting, because you committed so hard, for there to be like a cow gets turned into a burger or something,
No.
No?
What? Name puns are so beneath me.
There's no pun that is beneath you.
That is true. I was bluffing, and I hoped you wouldn't call it. And then you called it.
I did.
Yeah, you know me too well.
Yeah.
If you were someone else,
if it was like my first day around you, I was like, okay, I'll give it to you.
Maybe he has standards. No, I don't have
too
standards.
many years around each other. I've heard too many terrible puns. This shall not pass.
But how many good ones have you heard?
A couple.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah. Okay, Dokla in a 1v2, going for the wave clear, and that's going to be enough. Barrel chain makes him rich. And hey, survives the dive. Drake comes over. TSM's feeling good. The 1-1 curse might continue.
Yeah, well,
or blessing.
Yeah, blessing. There you go. Did a little mind meld. That's scary.
That was nice.
That spells bad things for me.
That spells great things for you. I've been employed the same job for 10 years.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Longevity's up your way,
Consistency.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. So, Dokla just farming it out up here on that top side. TPs are going to be coming up around that same time. You can see Jenkins just kind of ignoring Dokla and going for the turret play. Is able to grab it. So, is having pressure in this matchup, and their bot lane has been kind of having pressure there as well, but it's a really even game overall.
That is a slow. That is Shurin with an ult that can't land, and there was no way out. Spica says thank you for the leash. Always love getting blue in my jungle.
Takes him down pretty easily there. Let's watch this one more time. This is the pick on Cow. This is something that is simple, but oftentimes overlooked in pro. Just return to where you have 4 summoners. It's always a frustration to me when you see someone commit heavily to a gank and they get the summoners when they never regank before flashes up.
Yeah.
This time, they come back, they kill off Cow, knowing he doesn't have the summoners, no way to get out once he's tagged in that position.
Yep.
Just doesn't have the mobility on Tom Kench, so it's a good punish from them, and Spica picks up another kill on the top side. Now out to that 2-0 start on Olaf, who wants to be playing from ahead because this is really a one-dimensional champion. Sure. You run at them and you win or you lose, and when you're ahead, you win more than you don't.
That's true. I still would have liked him to donate the kill to loss, though. When the Tom Kench is 100% always dead, I feel like you say, okay, I don't know the last Q, we let MF whittle it down. But end of the day, it's only about a 200 gold sort of shunted one way or the other. Not the end of the 300 actually with the how the assist pools worked. But, regardless, Lost is still feeling reasonably comfortable, has that 100 gold assist to make him happy, and we've got a solid 600 gold lead for TSM. Liquid, though, have been a consistently strong team ever since this roster came together with their intended starting jungler. 6-1 with this crew. Look to make it 7, but TSM stand in their way.
Yeah, have been doing very well. Goes up here on the top side, has the Sheen now, and really in most GP lanes, once you have Sheen, you're feeling pretty comfortable if you haven't been slammed before that, because it gives you enough mana to actually be farming pretty comfortably, as well as increasing the power you have in those barrels to actually make it very easy to just trap the backline minions and start to really pick up on that passive, which you would like to get towards pretty quickly. They're looking for a potential redive here. Oh, I like Dokla has ult again.
It's going to be Shelly to tank the turret aggro, and this means they can start to set this one up. Easy body slam's going to land. Cast it out of turret range, ult to slam into the wall, and Dokla's running out of health. Couple more autos would do him in. A flash to get away. The flash to follow. And Team Liquid find the sweet dive in the top lane.
Yeah, they are able to knock him down. Corky was even on the roam there to back him up. All TSM is going to get is maybe a minion or 2 loss from Yusui, but not much whatsoever. TL pulling off a great dive on that top side, able to punish Dokla for really the first time in this game.
I really like every piece of that dive right there. Summon Shelly over the wall. Once she takes aggro, I'm just going to walk at you from behind, and there is no way you dodge this body slam. Really, really nicely done. Huge fan of how that one was executed. Team Liquid with Fire back in the lineup, looking to make it another win picked up, as they have gotten the game a lot closer. We're 100 gold apart, but TSM does have that first break.
I wonder if Dokla could have just ran straight down and escaped when he saw that first barrel.
Oh yeah, just start autoing the gank for the yeah, maybe.
Yeah, just like charge straight at the Gragas and then try to flash the cast, basically. That is hard, right? But maybe a better chance. To be fair to him, though, this was actually pretty close. So it was a good flash. Flashes to the side to avoid that haymaker. You see so many players flash in that line and still get tagged by the end of it. So pretty nicely played. Got them low, but does cost him his ult. Does lose his life as well as 4 plays. Thankfully, at least though, for TSM, they did not lose the full turret, so that is still up for grabs here.
Now, again, a fight in the top-hand side. Poor Schernfar forced a flash there for Olaf, who will not let him go. Spica continually aggressive, up several camps, and now with the Cloud Drake just about to spawn, TSM feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah, getting that flash off of Schernfire is going to make you feel really, really good. That's kind of the biggest playmaking tool that TLA do have. You know, to be able to get access to people like the MF and like this Azir, they want to utilize that Gragas flash. So trading out your ultimate for that as Olaf is going to feel good. They are trying to give respect, though, to the fact that Predator was popped and the package is available for Yasui, so they need to be gathered up if they want to challenge. Looks like they're going to be happy to just try to trade it for a plate or two up on that top side, but Jenkins has TP, so he's not really going to lose that much.
Yeah. Okay, nicely done. Team Liquid grouping up in the bottom river. Cloud Drake is no problem for them. We go to the Ocean Rift here. Lots of extra honey fruit.
I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised that they actually did decide to give that up, because I feel like they have a pretty strong comp at this point in the game. You know, MF, Olaf, the Braum, like they have a lot of ways, I feel like, to actually answer this. Braum against double marksman is usually pretty successful. Maybe just feeling like they really needed the Olaf ult, but
yeah, GPO I think was slightly down as well, I believe. So even though Nash's was done, I think they said, you know, it's okay. We can wait a little bit on this one, and we'll see if they're right. I mean, I think they do scale pretty well.
Yeah, and one dragon, really not a big deal. Yeah. Just usually you see any Olaf from ahead wants to fight early because you are like weaker and weaker the later the game gets, generally speaking. You know, they have the ability to kind of just focus you down. Yep. So we will see is a nice steal from Yasui. That was a pink ward. And that right there shows you the value of actually knocking down that vision before you take it. Involved, not able to do so, and does end up losing his blue buff as a result.
Gotta say, Cloud Drake's one of the few times with Corki where it's actually a DPS gain. It doesn't change the cooldown of recasting the R on Corki. That's actually fixed at 1 second. Yeah. It does change the cooldown of getting a new missile in the background. So missile number 8 or 9 or 10 in a team fight comes in sooner, and that can be relevant. Yasui has to jump over the wall, but now it's a flash follow and a flash to get away. Yasui chased down by Spica back to his own jungle.
Yeah, Yasui really wanted to kind of poke away there, felt confident because he had the Valkyrie and was playing near wall against Olaf, but now looking for an engage.
Double knockup's gonna be there. Cow's gonna eat the end, and Tactical finds the snipe onto Evolve. Cow stop watches, runs back, still has thick skin, feels pretty safe. Spica running out of health. Ult comes to the top. Big bullet time, but first the shutdown is in for Jenkins. That shield tanked up all of the damage. Team Liquid so far so good in this team fight, 2 for 0. And Trees has to flash away. TL taking over the mid game.
Yeah, multiple kills there. They're going to grab the Rift Herald too. Really good fight from TLA, and it was kind of just a straight up outplay. Evolve got focused down so early in that fight, was not able to get his flash or his ult or really anything off, and that is going to be the biggest difference here. As oh no!
Oh my! What a play! He's not going to get the pickup though. Maybe so. Though as Evolve shows up, and Cow's going to lose one and his counterpart. Yasui's behind, but he can't get anything done. So Dokla picks up the credit. The double kill goes over to Evolve.
Oof, that's gonna feel so bad for TLA. They win the initial fight. It looked like they got the Rift Herald for sure. Braum steals it. You lose 2 people. Now you're losing your mid lane turret.
Yeah, this turret's gone, right?
Yeah, it's gone.
Stick relatively around. You're within local gold range. There's the slam. 2 autos kills it. Make it a 3rd. And there you go. TSM back in the driver's seat.
Just kidding. TSM went out on the play.
Yeah, of course they do.
All according to plan.
The 1-in-1 blessing is just too strong.
Exactly.
Nice shot. Yeah.
That always looks cute when you can snipe something out of the air.
Agreed.
My favorite interaction like that is when Urgot is ulting you in and someone kills him off, and you do that before you get chomped.
Yep.
All right, so let's watch this one more time. Oh, just stepped right around him. Yeah, Skirmishes didn't have smite, to be fair, so you know that is a little bit tough. And the team, I think, was in full retreat mode because they saw the teleport coming in. So they're like, let's get out of here.
Well, they're going to find a fight in the bottom side. Axe not going to land for Spica.
Huh.
Now blue smite means Dokla is forced to flash away.
I'm
doing
kinda
battle.
confused there.
Okay.
So Cow committing the flash, so it felt like they really wanted to go for that. But then Shern never actually used Body Slam or ult. So I'm surprised that they did decide to hold that. Maybe he felt like, hey, I need to get the flash out of Dokla then ult him back in. So maybe that's what he was looking to actually force, you know, just get in essentially melee range and make him think you're going to Body Slam, then flash and ult him back in. So maybe it's that. Either way, it is just a trade of flashes. And TLA can be pretty happy about it because it is support for top lane.
We look again to the bottom side now as Yasui is found himself a new lane mate. Instead of landing against Evolve, he's landing up against Dokla here. Triforce, of course, done on 3 members who all want that item.
Yeah, and it's going to feel a lot better, I think, to have Yasui lane against this GP. It's a lot easier as a ranged champion in general to deal with the barrels, to be able to kind of win that mini game where you are trying to finish them off.
Happy some bullet time. Oh. What a shuffle! What a setup for Evolve! An instant 3-0! TSM ready to take it down the mid lane.
Yeah, they're going to get at least 1 turret here. This was a minute later. That would have been Baron. That was an incredible engage from Evolve, but Baron not even on the map, so it may just be the tier 2 off of this. Still, great play. More gold in their pockets. Actually going to net them the bot lane turret also, so 2 towers, 3 kills. Incredible engage there from TSM, and they are really in control of this one. It's going to be another dragon off the back of it, getting so much.
That's why I'm not bored with Corki Azir, because the Azir buffs brought him back in the meta were buffs to his ult to shuffle people back in. And Evolve landed every member he needed on that one. And TSM well in the driver's seat, 3,500 gold up.
Yeah, let's watch this one more time. TL on vision, not quite realizing it. MF ultimate comes to the top. The shuffle in. His opponent's flash, but he still had the flash available, so he didn't actually ult too early. Evolve waits, the summoners come down, then he is able to flash behind them, utilizing his summoner, and shuffle him right back into the waiting arms of his team.
Jenkins shoves in bot lane, and Evolve gets to keep collecting farm. 203 CS, highest in the game right now. He's gonna feel really comfortable on 3 kills, 2 major items already completed. He's power spiked as far as he needs to go so far in the early game.
Yeah. TL do have a strong late game comp also, but you know, the soul laners are really in a good position over on the side of TSM. You're having this GP and the Azir really getting a lot of farm down. Yes, Corki is, as well as Varus, that's going to be a pretty powerful combo once some more items come through. I think especially once you hit Essence Reaver on the Corki, that's where your poke really starts to ramp up on high CDR and getting some AD into the build. And if TL can kind of group up and utilize the Varus plus Corki both, then you can make it so that it doesn't matter.
Package comes in, big slows, big possible damage. Knockback isn't quite amazing. Schernfire finds a kill into Lost, and Speak is going to turn it back around. Evolve, though, here to chase in. And over the wall goes Yasui, running for dear life. And it's not going to be enough. Evolve is on a rampage. Re-engage now. TSM wants a bit more. Tactical nearly stunned. Cow certainly is. And that's going to be TSM picking up 3 for 1. Is it going to be more? It is. What a shot there by Treats.
Yeah, Yasui going all in for that engage, but on his second Valkyrie, he actually gets caught by the shuffle from Evolve, who comes up big once more. This time the Baron is spawned. TSM gonna get this, and they are miles ahead now.
It looks like it's gonna be a tie at 7-7. Right there, up and around 3rd place in the Academy League. TSM on their way. It's gonna be a good looking win if they can make this one convert, but they are so far ahead now. 6,000 gold up with the Baron buff.
Yeah, I mean, they're just ahead in all regards, right? They have incredible late game comp here. So let's watch this one more time. Very aggressive play from TL. Straight in on top of the double carries here. Has the second Valkyrie to try to escape, but scooped out of that there by Evolve. Yasui kind of fighting his way through, taking down Lost. But Evolve just right over the wall, using the EQ to get additional distance there. Then the GP ulti slowing Yasui down enough that Evolve can get that final Q onto him, taking him down, and Tactical just really not able to fight his way out of this one. Slowed down, another nice tag there by Treats, guaranteeing the kill. And I just don't think that's the kind of fight you really want as this TLA squad. they have never once really set up and poked, but we are going to have another engage.
Ulti does nothing to Olaf versus R in time. Nice TP, nice ult, doesn't mean anything. Lost gonna knock down a top turret.
Yeah, trying to force an engage because they know they're going to get split up pretty hard by this Baron buff, but... Well,
okay, this could be an option. Here comes the potential re-engage. Spica this time does not have the ulti, but he flashes, and the cast can't quite get what he wants. Maybe they're going to still get the Olaf, though. Shuffle finds two targets. Jenkins forced to flash away. Schernfire goes down and evolves. Finally takes an auto attack, but it's stunned back out of the Corki. Yasui has nowhere to go. Double kill comes in for Lost. Yet again, TSM win that fight.
Yeah, TLA just trying to look for these fights. Slowed down now is Jenkins, and he's going to be out of there soon.
He gets the punch. It's not going to be enough, and Lost is on a killing spree. TSM do no wrong in these battles.
Yeah, TLA are just trying to force because they're behind, but you're playing a poke comp. You need to set up, you need to weather your team down before you look for that hard engage, and it just doesn't feel like they can take this straight up 5v5, which is the fights they're ending up in. TSM in a great spot right now and knocking down this turret pretty quickly.
Yep, you can see Varus just not a ton. That's, I think he's fine, he's fine. But yeah, the fall through damage not that high when he's got Ninja Tappy and you're on Plot Armor Pen. He like lands the ult under turret and he's like, okay, throw your E like YOLO and he's fine. Tactical can knock down what he can. He can wave clear, but yeah, Team Liquid now running out of space here in this one. TSM. I mean, shout out to Spica for, being everywhere, really, right? A really good early jungle pathing, stole 2 camps away, found 2 ganks very early on into the game. He's been frontlining magnificently. And Evolve's been getting some good shuffle.
Yeah, so here it is one more time. They see Spica. The stopwatch really was the key. It bought so much time. Evolved in a pretty good spot here over on the side to try to get initial damage out. Notice how he was not committing fully to stay out of range of that Stragus ultimate. Does get kind of caught up here, though. Tactical with a nice Q across over onto Evolve. Yasui decides he's going to come into the play. He's going to Valkyrie in and try to trade for that kill, which in a 1-for-1 is worth it because it is that big shutdown. 750 more gold going over on a Corki, but TSM has such good chase down. The extended fights, it always feels like they're getting extra members with all the move speed on MF. It's the E slow, ROM tagging people. It's really hard to kind of disengage from those fights if they don't go well initially for TL.
Here we are on Drake number 3, TSM. Pretty close to Ocean Soul here, and with how little consistent damage Team Liquid really have here off the poke Varus, that's actually really meaningful to just make sure you can withstand everything.
It is. If you can't wither them down, I just don't think you can hard engage and expect to win unless it's like an immediate pick. It has to be something great, pretty much out of Schernfire, where you're knocking in the Azir and insta-killing. Then maybe you can do something. But barring something like that, the poke just doesn't really mean that much.
Yeah. And that's just kind of how the mid game went, right? TSM got ahead, and TL. I don't completely hate them trying to force fights, but as you were mentioning before, the fact that, well, you are a poke comp, like you should really be trying to sit there in front of the turret, force them off, get the 500 gold, and go from there. And that situation never arose. Yeah,
and partly that's because I think they, were behind out of the jungle, right? So they didn't have the vision to set up around some of these areas. They weren't kind of in that comfortable position. And normally you want to really kind of set up shop around the turret or at an objective and then start to look for that poke, but they never really got to the spot where they could, and they started opting into these fights where TSM was able to make the most out of their gold lead.
The question is, how long till TSM closes it out, or how long till TL finds that piece of the comeback? The front line's scaling up. We're seeing Jenkins go towards the Randuin. That's really, really nice for the triple AD he's against. That said, though, Azir is happy to hit front line. Evolved is way ahead of the curve item-wise, so I'm not sure how long he's going to live with no bonus MR anywhere in the build for any player except the support.
Yeah, the Azir is so strong, too. As you're saying, I mean, when Death Cap completes, this is such a strong set of items to actually knock down frontliners. So they have more than enough consistent damage there, but they are looking for a potential pick on Evolve. So he's going to shuffle away to get out.
Minions go down.
All right, let's see if they can get something done with the poke. This is more the kind of setup that they want. They are grouped, and they need to poke them off turret.
Decent knock up there. Cow's got to run away, and this is now the hard engage. Treats the front line, and Tom Kench has to burn the shield. Gonna keep walking out, but what can the re-engage look like? Cast means nothing. The shield from Braum blocks everything Tactical could ever do, and Lost is on the scoreboard. Schernfire running away, about to take some more axes. The dunk backwards. It's trying to buy some space, but Jenkins is kited, and he will go down. TSM again with a 2-for-0.
Yeah, just looking really good. They're not going to give them the time to even go for the poke. TSM immediately hard engage, and you called it out. Braum really shutting down this double marksman comp. If you can get them to a committed fight, just the duration of the Braum E is enough that people are going to die on TL's team. They're so reliant on this double marksman setup for damage, and they're not able to get it. So TSM going to be able to grab another Baron here and can look to potentially close the game out with it, or at the very least put themselves in a great spot to grab that open kill.
There we go. Baron is taken. And again, TSM just unperturbed here. No one stopping them whatsoever. Items will keep going through. Death cap gets completed. QSS is there for misfortune just in case. TL running out of ways to win this game at all.
Yep, we can watch it one more time. GP ultimate drop down. Braum ultimate comes out. Olaf ults in. And it's enough slows, though it isn't really like hard engaged, that they can get that Olaf, who is ahead, in on top of the squad. Meanwhile, Treeth was blocking out multiple members down on that bottom side. And Fusui and Tactical are getting some damage out. They just don't really have enough left to actually focus down anyone in that front line.
Once again, we look at the game state, and it's not getting any better. 9,000 gold lead. Ocean Soul Point is just over a minute away. As TSM get ready to control this bottom side of the map. Baron buff is going to be on still for a bit longer. About a minute to go on that one. For now, it's clearing the bot wave.
I feel like a little bit of a broken record, but really it's all unsure. Can he get something done? It just feels like that's your only hope whatsoever. Otherwise, it's going to be TSM closing this one out, I think, pretty cleanly. They have looked very, very good in these last number of team fights, and picking up some luxury items here like the QSS to try to keep Lost safe is going to make that even more difficult.
Minions are knocked down, and TSM get ready to push down bottom lane tier 2. The last tier 2 turret left available. And their last wave was cleared out by the Gragas. They didn't really contest to keep those sets alive, but here comes the next wave.
Yeah, but no reason to push, right? You have GP up on the top side, unanswered, so...
Zeke's pretty safe, though. Didn't even burn the ultimate, so watch
Jenkins.
Jenkins behind. Can this be the play? Gets the face breaker, looks for the dunk, they pull in one, but it's not Lost going down. They can't find the damage, and suddenly they've gone way too far. 1 for 0, the chase down's gonna be easy. The flash to guarantee it. Evolve shovels back 2. They find kill 3, 4, and 5. The A's TSM wipe the floor with Team Liquid. They TP into the base, and 5v0, there's no chance to save this one.
Yeah, that'll do it for TSM. TLA go for the miracle play. I respect the attempt from that position. They didn't want to just get bled out, but TSM more than equal to the task. They will clean this one up. 30 minutes on the clock. Gonna close it out.
Alrighty, TSM, 7 straight weeks of 1-1 records, taking down TL above them, handing Schernfire his second loss in the Academy League.
Really nicely played here from TSM. Solid through the early game. Speaking of getting a pretty big early advantage, and this team fighting was so well played. The trend kind of continuing on the other side, though, for TLA. No Zoe, no win.
Sure.
As they have been very reliant on that pick. It does get banned out here. They have had so much success with it and not able to take down TSM here today.
All right, well, we stay at a very tight grouping right now. We've got 4 teams at 7 wins. 1 at 10, 1 at 9. That's the playoff cutoff right now. And TSM and TL sitting at sort of the bottom side of that one. Certainly room to go. I like TSM's look here today. I'm really a fan of Evolved in that Azir. Thought he made some really, really nice plays. A big fan of that one. Happy with how Speak was able to play aggressively. Now after the commercial break, page 2 time, we'll be interviewing the victorious mid laner. So stick around.
Welcome back. I'm here with Evolved of TSM Academy. It has been a long day of LCS games. You guys smashed through TLA. How'd you guys make it so quick?
Well, the current meta right now is not quick at all, actually. Corki is here. It's pretty boring, but it's in the end, it's just like really team fight reliant.
And it seems like you guys were able to find the fights on the Azir pick, though. Usually a champion we think of, farming up in the lane phase. Very slow, very much playing from the backline in team fights. But you were going in every single engage. Were you just trying to play more aggressive today? Kind of what was the style about?
Well, for me, I think I'm more of like an aggressive player in general. Obviously, I think we saw the one Rift Herald fight where I just walked into the Gragas and got completely one shot. But yeah, like it's a safe champ, but I just played aggressive, I feel.
Absolutely, and it certainly worked out there. As someone with an aggressive style, how have you been adjusting to kind of playing up here in Academy now, more at the pro level?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a change because I came from playing amateur for about a year. So down there, I was able to really play instantly aggressive, but then now you're versing more experienced players. They're more knowledgeable, so they don't really make as many mistakes as more of the other players I used to verse. So it's definitely been a big change, not being able to find solo kills in lane as often. I'm more of just farming and then waiting for team fights now.
Certainly, at least looks like you could find the fights in that particular one. Final question for you. TSM Academy, much like their main team, has been very consistent with their results. But unlike the 2-0-2 that TSM main have been going through, it has been 1-1 every single week for TSM Academy. So will you be breaking the curse?
Hopefully. We were hoping to break it this week, but then, I don't know, we just lost our first game, so.
It's going to happen. As always, next week, Evolve, thank you so much for talking to me. Congratulations on the win today. We're going to throw it back to the Casadets to wrap out the day.
Gotta be careful what you wish for, because breaking it could also be going 0-2.
Yeah, well, we'll see if that comes through in week 8. Good luck with that one. As we wrap up the day, let's see how the teams stack up. Dignitas is still standing strong, but they have been losing quite a few, down to 10-3 up there. You can see Cloud behind them, and 7 wins is where the playoff spot stands. 100 Thieves, EG, tied for 3rd place up above. After their win, TSM tied with Liquid for 5-6, and of course, another tie. Right, you got just down the line, right? Ties after ties after ties. CLG Academy, sadly, at the very bottom. 2-11. LCS squad went above that, so good for them. We'll see if they can pick up some wins. But let's take a look at what games we have coming up tomorrow. 100 Thieves versus Immortals kicks off the first game, followed by FLICKR versus TSM. Huhi will make his LCS debut with Golden Guardians against Dignitas. Then we have one more game before FlyQuest Academy and Cloud9 Academy face off.
FlyQuest versus TSM. TSM has the ability to tie them in the standings after coming into the week down 2 games on them and going up against Cloud9. No one thought that would have happened.
For so long, people were like, TSM's the number 2 team. Okay, you know what? Never mind. You're right. It's FlyQuest. And then here we are back in week 7. And
Anytime
TSM,
we say that, clearly cursing the team.
Yeah. Can C9 go undefeated? That answer is no. If you need more league action, though, stay tuned for the LEC rebroadcast going live right after the show. So now for myself, the rest of the cast with the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for more of the LCS. Good night.